What do you do when someone disrespects you? Do you lash out? Do you let it slide? Or do you handle it like a Stoic, calm, composed, untouchable? Do you react with impulse? Or do you exercise control over your emotions, refusing to let the words of another dictate your inner state? Most people react emotionally to disrespect. They get angry, defensive, or worse, desperate for approval. They let external opinions define their self-worth, forgetting that true respect comes from within. But the Stoics knew something most people don't. Respect is not taken, it is commanded. And the way you respond to disrespect determines the level of respect you ultimately receive. Disrespect is a test. It reveals your character, your discipline, and your ability to rise above petty provocations. A weak person is controlled by the insults of others, while a Stoic remains unmoved, like a mountain standing firm against the wind. They do not let the noise of the outside world disturb the peace within them. They know that the opinions of others are beyond their control, and they remain steadfast in their own principles. Disrespect is not just an insult, it is an opportunity. Every time someone tries to belittle you, they present a choice. You can react with emotion, or you can respond with wisdom. A Stoic chooses the latter. They do not meet disrespect with anger, but with composure. They do not argue to prove their worth, for their value is already known to them. Today, I'll show you how to handle disrespect like a true Stoic. Because Stoics don't beg for respect. They don't chase validation. They command it, not through force, but through unwavering strength, through an unshakable presence that demands recognition without a single word. Their actions, their demeanor, and their restraint speak volumes where words are unnecessary. Let's begin. Lesson 1. The first law of Stoics: control over your reactions. A great leader is not one who rules over others, but one who first rules over themselves. When someone disrespects you, your first instinct might be to react, to prove yourself, to fight back, to teach them a lesson. But this is exactly where most people lose control. You cannot control what people say to you, but you can always control how you respond. Think about it. If someone calls you weak and you explode in anger, haven't they just proven their point? If someone insults your intelligence and you scramble to defend yourself, haven't you just given them control over your emotions? A Stoic knows that reacting to insults only validates them. They understand that the moment they allow another person's words to dictate their behavior, they have surrendered their power. The true measure of inner strength is the ability to remain unshaken in the face of provocation. A Stoic recognizes that emotional outbursts are a sign of weakness, while controlled responses demonstrate wisdom and inner fortitude. Disrespect is like a test, an opportunity to demonstrate your self-control. Those who seek to insult or belittle you often do so to provoke an emotional reaction. But when you maintain your composure, you rob them of the satisfaction of seeing you flustered. Instead of retaliating, a Stoic channels his energy toward things that truly matter. He understands that his peace is more valuable than engaging in fruitless conflict. By keeping his emotions in check, he forces his detractors to reconsider their words and actions. A Stoic sees insults not as personal attacks, but as reflections of the speaker's character. The ability to remain unaffected by negativity shows true power and dominance. Disrespect, when met with silence or calm understanding, loses its impact. Over time, those who hurl insults learn that their words are meaningless against someone who has mastered himself. A Stoic understands that disrespect is often a reflection of the other person's internal struggles rather than an actual statement about himself. A Stoic remains composed because they know that words only hold the power one grants them. They refuse to be dragged into the emotional turmoil of others. Instead, they see disrespect as an opportunity to reinforce their resilience and self-discipline. Those who attempt to provoke them are met not with anger, but with unwavering calm, demonstrating their inner fortitude. Furthermore, a Stoic understands that external disrespect is often temporary, but their reaction can leave a lasting impression. They choose to embody strength through their actions, knowing that maintaining composure in the face of adversity earns them far more respect than lashing out. By recognizing the insignificance of momentary insults in the grand scheme of life, they free themselves from unnecessary burdens. A Stoic never lets a fool dictate his actions. They remain grounded, understanding that their self-worth is not defined by the fleeting words of others. They know that wisdom lies in choosing their battles wisely, and that responding with dignity is the greatest form of strength. By exercising restraint, they turn disrespect into an opportunity to showcase their discipline, further solidifying their unshakable presence. A Stoic thrives not by controlling others, but by mastering themselves, proving that true power lies in unwavering self-command. The next time someone disrespects you, take a deep breath. Let the initial emotion pass without reaction. Count to 5, allowing yourself the space to choose a response rather than being controlled by impulse. Ask yourself, does this person's opinion truly affect my reality, or is it merely noise? Recognize that their words only have power if you grant them significance. Instead of retaliating, visualize yourself rising above the situation, standing firm like an immovable pillar. Channel that inner strength and respond not with anger, but with composure and dignity, reaffirming that self-control is your greatest ally. Before reacting, ask yourself, does this person's opinion define me? If it doesn't, let your silence or a simple smirk be your response. Power is not in your words. Power is in your restraint. True dominance is exhibited not by speaking louder, but by showing unshakable self-control. Those who react impulsively to disrespect are easily manipulated, while those who remain composed dictate the tone of every interaction. When you master restraint, you dictate the rules of engagement, subtly forcing the other person to recognize your control. It is not silence out of weakness, but a purposeful display of inner strength. The greatest warriors do not fight every battle. They conserve their energy for the ones that truly matter. Similarly, a Stoic chooses when to engage and when to let go, always keeping their dignity intact. Restraint is a silent yet deafening proclamation of power. Lesson 2. The chessboard mentality, thinking moves ahead. A true leader does not react like a pawn. They strategize like a Stoic. Disrespect is often a trap. When people insult you, they want a reaction. They want to pull you into their emotional chaos. But when you refuse to react emotionally, you turn the tables. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation." A Stoic does not argue with fools. They do not waste their energy on battles that do not serve them. Instead, they choose their responses like a chess master chooses their moves, with purpose. Disrespect is a mind game, and those who provoke you often do so to gain power over your emotions. If you react in anger, you give them what they want. But by choosing your response carefully, you assert control. When someone insults you, pause and consider, what is their goal? Are they seeking attention? Do they want to undermine my confidence? Once you recognize their intent, you neutralize their strategy. A Stoic understands that emotions are a tool that can be wielded either against you or in your favor. When you refuse to engage in their manipulative tactics, you strip them of their control. Instead of reacting immediately, take a deep breath and observe the situation objectively. This calculated pause allows you to choose your response wisely rather than succumbing to impulse. It is essential to remember that those who provoke are often insecure themselves. Their words and actions stem from their own unresolved issues rather than any real insight into your character. Recognizing this helps you detach emotionally and remain unaffected by their negativity. A key tactic in handling disrespect is to maintain a posture of unshaken composure. Your body language and facial expressions should communicate quiet confidence rather than hostility or submission. Standing tall, keeping your gaze steady, and using minimal but deliberate movements convey strength without aggression. A Stoic recognizes that time itself is a valuable ally. A reaction delayed is often a reaction refined. Before engaging, consider whether your response will serve your long-term interests or merely satisfy a fleeting emotional impulse. If a response does not benefit your character or your goals, it is often best left unsaid. Choosing your words carefully is crucial. A response should never be driven by emotion, but should instead reflect rationality and self-discipline. If words are necessary, ensure they are calm, measured, and impactful. By doing so, you maintain your credibility and show that you are above petty provocations. Practice seeing disrespect as an opportunity for self-mastery. Every encounter with provocation is a chance to strengthen your ability to remain composed and in control. Over time, this practice builds resilience, allowing you to move through life unbothered by negativity and fully in command of your emotional state. One of the strongest moves a Stoic can make is delaying their response. When you do not react immediately, you remove the emotional charge from the situation. This creates space for logic and reason to take over. Before responding to disrespect, ask yourself, does this person's words deserve my energy? More often than not, the answer is no. A Stoic sees insults not as attacks, but as reflections of the other person's state of mind. When someone disrespects you, it says more about them than about you. Instead of internalizing their negativity, consider it an opportunity to observe human behavior and practice patience. Silence is a powerful tool. It forces the other person to sit with their own words. When confronted with an insult, try responding with a calm look and nothing more. This unexpected reaction often unsettles the aggressor, revealing their need for validation. By remaining calm and collected, you highlight the immaturity of the one provoking you. People expect conflict to escalate. When you refuse to engage in their game, they often lose interest. A Stoic meets hostility with tranquility, making it clear that their self-worth is unshaken. When you refuse to react, you retain control over the situation. You show that you are above petty disputes and that your confidence is not easily shaken. This earns you the respect of others and teaches those around you the value of emotional discipline. Not every situation requires engagement. Sometimes walking away is the most strategic move. A Stoic picks their battles wisely, knowing that some conflicts are simply not worth the energy. Before responding to disrespect, evaluate whether the situation demands a response or whether disengagement is the stronger choice. By thinking ahead, you rob disrespect of its power over you. Lesson 3. The weight of your presence. Mastering nonverbal dominance. Respect is not demanded. It is commanded without a single word. A Stoic does not need to argue to prove his power. He walks into a room and people sense it. His presence alone is enough. How? Through posture, eye contact, and silence. Stand tall. A slouched posture signals submission, uncertainty, and a lack of confidence. A strong posture, on the other hand, radiates dominance, self-assuredness, and quiet power. Your body language is the first message you send to the world, often speaking louder than words. When you hold yourself upright, with squared shoulders and a lifted chin, you naturally command respect without needing to demand it. Good posture influences not only how others perceive you, but also how you perceive yourself. Studies show that standing tall boosts self-confidence and reduces stress, reinforcing an unshakable mindset. It signals to both yourself and those around you that you are in control, unbothered by external negativity. When entering a room, do so with deliberate steps, ensuring that your movements are neither hurried nor hesitant. Move with purpose, with a presence that conveys composure. Your posture should be a reflection of your inner stability, calm, grounded, and unwavering. Ensure that your stance remains open and strong. Avoid crossing your arms, which can indicate defensiveness, or hunching over, which diminishes your presence. Instead, occupy space naturally, standing with confidence but without arrogance. A Stoic understands that the way they carry themselves is a silent but powerful declaration of their inner discipline. They know that physicality influences mentality, and by training the body to appear controlled, the mind follows suit. The next time you find yourself in a challenging situation, take a moment to check your posture. Are you shrinking away, or are you standing in your full presence? Straighten up, ground your feet firmly, and feel the strength within you solidify. Because how you stand is not just about appearance, it's about embodying your unbreakable resolve. Maintain eye contact, not in an aggressive way, but in an unshakable way. Hold your gaze with confidence, ensuring it conveys steadiness rather than hostility. A firm, unwavering look communicates authority and self-assurance, reinforcing that you are neither intimidated nor seeking approval. When done correctly, eye contact signals inner strength and presence, commanding respect without a single word. However, avoid excessive staring, as it can come across as confrontational. Instead, strike a balance, steady, composed and calm, demonstrating that you are fully present and in control of your emotions. Speak less. The more words you use, the more you seem desperate for validation. Instead, choose your words with intention. When you speak with precision and clarity, each word carries more weight. People who constantly feel the need to explain themselves or over-justify their actions project insecurity. A Stoic, on the other hand, understands that silence often speaks louder than words. The most respected individuals communicate effectively, not by saying more, but by ensuring that what they do say is meaningful. When you practice restraint in speech, you cultivate an aura of mystery and confidence, naturally commanding attention when you do choose to speak. Let your words be measured, purposeful, and backed by wisdom, ensuring that your presence is felt even in the quiet moments. The less reactive you are, the more powerful you seem. Your ability to remain composed in the face of provocation demonstrates inner strength and self-mastery. When you do not react emotionally, you maintain control over the situation rather than allowing external forces to dictate your response. A Stoic understands that power is not in immediate reactions, but in the ability to pause, assess, and respond with wisdom. Every moment of restraint strengthens your influence over yourself and those around you. When people see that their words or actions cannot shake you, they begin to respect your unshakable presence. Furthermore, remaining unreactive forces others to reconsider their approach. If someone expects an emotional outburst but instead meets calmness and confidence, they often find themselves disarmed. Over time, this establishes you as someone who is not easily provoked, further enhancing your aura of strength. In leadership, relationships, and personal interactions, those who control their reactions hold the upper hand. The less you allow yourself to be swayed by the emotions of others, the more you command respect and admiration. A Stoic does not let the noise of the outside world disrupt their internal balance. They remain steady, knowing that true power lies not in reacting to every insult, but in mastering themselves and setting their own course. In silence, a Stoic commands attention. Their quiet presence speaks volumes, conveying an unshakable sense of confidence and self-assurance. The ability to remain composed in the face of disrespect not only demonstrates control, but also unsettles those who seek to provoke a reaction. Silence is more than the absence of words. It is a deliberate act of power. It forces others to sit with their own discomfort and reveals their need for validation. A Stoic understands that by refusing to react, they control the interaction without expending unnecessary energy. Furthermore, silence can be an effective tool for influence. In negotiations, leadership, or personal interactions, those who speak less often command greater authority. Their words, when finally spoken, carry more weight because they are measured and intentional. In moments of conflict, silence grants the Stoic time to think critically rather than reacting emotionally. It allows them to assess the situation, determine the appropriate response, or choose to disengage entirely. This restraint reinforces their strength, proving that their sense of self is not dictated by external forces. A Stoic also uses silence as a means of introspection. They take moments of quiet to reflect, analyze, and strengthen their mental fortitude. In these periods of stillness, they cultivate wisdom and refine their character. When a Stoic walks into a room, their composed demeanor commands attention, not through arrogance, but through the sheer force of presence. They do not need to fill the space with unnecessary words or gestures. Their energy speaks for itself. In the face of adversity, a Stoic remains silent, not because they lack a response, but because they know their actions will speak louder than any words ever could. This deliberate non-reactivity frustrates those who seek conflict and earns the respect of those who recognize true power. To master silence is to master oneself. It is an invaluable weapon in handling disrespect and asserting control over one's own emotions. In the quiet, a Stoic finds strength, and in that strength, they command the utmost respect. Lesson 4. The Stoics' Comeback: Tactical Responses to Disrespect. Disrespect doesn't always require silence. Sometimes it demands a response, but not the one your enemy expects. The Stoics mastered the art of the unexpected comeback, responses that neutralize disrespect without losing composure. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Here are some examples of powerful comeback techniques. The mirror technique. If someone insults you, simply repeat what they said with curiosity and a neutral tone. This subtly shifts the pressure back onto them, forcing them to think about their own words. For examples, if they say, "You're so dumb," say, "Oh, what makes you say that?" This forces them to either explain and sound foolish, or back off. More often than not, they will realize that their insult lacks substance and falter in their response. Additionally, by remaining composed and unbothered, you showcase emotional control and assertiveness. People expect an emotional reaction when they insult someone. Denying them that satisfaction disarms them entirely. If they do attempt to justify their insult, maintain a relaxed posture and respond with another question. This prolongs the conversation in a way that makes them increasingly uncomfortable, as they are forced to explain themselves without receiving the reaction they were seeking. Using this method repeatedly in different situations trains you to handle disrespect with a calm demeanor and wit. Over time, others will learn that attempting to provoke you is futile. The Stoics' dismissal: laugh, not in mockery, but in amusement. A genuine chuckle, one that signals confidence and detachment, can completely disarm the other person. When you show that their words do not affect you, you strip their insult of its power. If they say, "You'll never succeed," chuckle and say, "Maybe, maybe not, we'll see." Time has a way of surprising us all, This light-hearted response does more than just deflect an insult. It sends a message that their negativity has no control over your mindset. It also subtly places the burden of proof on them. By leaving the future open-ended, you maintain control over the narrative, allowing your actions to speak louder than their words. Responding with amusement rather than anger highlights your emotional maturity and self-assurance. When others see that negativity bounces off you, they learn that trying to provoke you is a futile effort. Over time, this practice reinforces your resilience and teaches you to approach life's challenges with a sense of humor rather than frustration. The power shift. Ask an unexpected question. Shifting the conversation in an unforeseen direction forces the other person to think rather than react on impulse. By doing this, you disrupt their attempt to insult you and make them reflect on the meaning behind their words. This subtle strategy turns the encounter into an intellectual exercise rather than a confrontation, putting you in control of the interaction. If they say, "You're not even that smart," say, "Interesting." Define smart. Do you mean academic intelligence, emotional intelligence, or practical wisdom? This approach challenges their assumptions without escalating the situation. It also demonstrates confidence and curiosity rather than insecurity. When people realize they are being engaged on an intellectual level rather than an emotional one, they often falter. Additionally, posing a thought-provoking question subtly shifts the balance of power. It forces the other person to explain themselves, making them more vulnerable to scrutiny. Many people who resort to insults lack depth in their statements, and when prompted to clarify, they may struggle to respond effectively. Over time, using this technique strengthens your ability to remain composed and approach conflict from a place of control rather than defensiveness. It turns an insult into an opportunity to refine your own ability to navigate difficult conversations with poise and intelligence. By consistently practicing this method, you cultivate a level of emotional resilience that allows you to remain unaffected by negative words or actions. Instead of engaging in reactive behaviors, you develop a strategic mindset, analyzing interactions logically rather than emotionally. Handling insults with composure fosters a reputation of strength and wisdom. Others begin to notice your ability to rise above petty provocations, and in turn, they develop a greater respect for your presence. You set an example for those around you, demonstrating that true power is found in self-mastery rather than external validation. When you view insults as opportunities for growth, you begin to appreciate them as tests of your character. Each encounter becomes a lesson in patience, self-discipline, and mental fortitude. You transform what was meant to harm you into a source of personal improvement, reinforcing your ability to handle adversity with confidence. This approach also allows you to influence how others interact with you. When people realize they cannot provoke you, they often change their behavior, shifting from antagonism to curiosity or even respect. Your consistency in remaining calm disarms aggression, reshaping the dynamics of social interactions in your favor. As you continue refining this skill, you gain a deeper understanding of human nature and the motivations behind disrespectful behavior. You no longer take words at face value, but instead assess the underlying intentions of the speaker. This insight enables you to respond with wisdom and insight, fostering meaningful interactions even in moments of tension. Mastering this approach enables you to diffuse conflicts before they escalate. Rather than allowing negativity to spread, you maintain control over your own emotions and subtly guide the conversation toward a more productive outcome. Your composure becomes a stabilizing force, not just for yourself, but for those around you as well. Handling insults with poise and intelligence enhances your overall confidence. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself to others because you understand your intrinsic value. Your ability to remain unmoved by negativity reflects a profound inner strength, one that speaks louder than any words of retaliation ever could. Lesson 5. The ultimate power: indifference. At the highest level of self-mastery, disrespect no longer affects you, not because you fight it, but because you stop caring about it. A Stoic does not lose sleep over the opinions of those beneath him. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." A Stoic does not seek to erase disrespect, but to render it powerless. They understand that the world is full of individuals with differing opinions, and some will always attempt to diminish others to elevate themselves. Instead of allowing this to shake their sense of self, they use these encounters as training grounds for their own mental fortitude. Every insult ignored, every reaction tempered, and every moment of restraint exercised strengthens their inner resilience. The practice of indifference is not about ignoring reality, but about recognizing what truly deserves attention. A Stoic does not dwell on words spoken in anger or ignorance, nor do they carry the weight of others' insecurities. They focus instead on what they can control: their own responses, their own character, and their own sense of worth. By directing their energy inward, they cultivate an unwavering confidence that no external insult can diminish. A Stoic sees disrespect as a reflection of the other person rather than of themselves. They understand that those who lash out often do so from a place of weakness, insecurity, or misunderstanding. Rather than meeting negativity with negativity, they choose to rise above it, demonstrating not just self-control, but true mastery over their own mind and emotions. The next time someone insults you, try this mental trick. Imagine their words floating away like smoke. Ask yourself, in 5 years, will this matter? Detach from the need to be respected. Ironically, that's when people respect you the most. Lesson 6. The art of silence, the Stoic's strongest weapon. A Stoic understands that sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. Silence can disarm an opponent, create intrigue, and demonstrate self-control. It is a weapon used by the wise, while the foolish waste their energy arguing. When you remain silent in the face of disrespect, you show that their words hold no power over you. The Stoic philosopher Zeno once said, "Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue." By refusing to engage in petty conflicts, you maintain your dignity and conserve your mental energy for battles that truly matter. Engaging in every minor dispute only depletes your emotional reserves, leaving you vulnerable to greater challenges that require a calm and strategic approach. Instead of wasting time on inconsequential disagreements, a Stoic directs their focus toward pursuits that enhance their wisdom, discipline, and inner peace. Each moment spent entangled in unnecessary arguments is a moment lost in self-improvement. By walking away from trivial conflicts, you demonstrate mastery over your impulses, proving that your energy is too valuable to be squandered on those seeking to provoke a reaction. This practice cultivates resilience, enabling you to navigate life's obstacles with a level-headed approach. Maintaining composure in the face of provocation strengthens your influence over others. People gravitate toward those who exude self-control and confidence. By choosing not to react to every slight, you earn respect and establish yourself as a person of integrity. In the end, the ability to rise above petty disputes is not a sign of weakness, but of true strength and emotional intelligence. Master silence, and you will master respect. Lesson 7. The power of self-respect, owning your worth. A Stoic understands that the foundation of respect begins with self-respect. If you do not value yourself, how can you expect others to? Respect is not something you demand from others. It is something you exude through the way you carry yourself. When someone disrespects you, they are testing your self-worth. A Stoic does not waver because he knows his value is not determined by the opinions of others. Instead of reacting with frustration, he remains composed, knowing that true respect is earned through action, not words. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if none of them know the truth." When you know yourself, external insults lose their power. You do not need validation, and you do not need to prove yourself to those who do not see your worth. Instead of seeking approval, a Stoic invests energy in personal growth, reinforcing his confidence through experience and discipline. True respect is not gained by pleasing others, but by living with integrity. A Stoic carries himself with quiet confidence, allowing his presence to speak for itself. His actions align with his values, making it clear that he does not compromise for external validation. By consistently demonstrating self-respect, he commands respect from those around him. This unwavering sense of self-worth allows him to navigate the world without being swayed by criticism or praise. Furthermore, a Stoic understands that respect is reciprocal. Those who respect themselves naturally encourage respect from others. They do not engage in meaningless conflicts to prove their worth, nor do they allow disrespect to diminish their inner peace. Instead, they lead by example, showing through their actions what it means to be truly self-assured. By embracing self-respect, a Stoic creates a foundation for resilience. He does not let fleeting insults disrupt his focus, nor does he let others define his worth. Instead, he remains steadfast in his values, demonstrating that true strength lies in unwavering confidence and an unshakable sense of self. Set clear personal boundaries and do not tolerate consistent disrespect. Carry yourself with dignity, knowing that your self-worth does not depend on external approval. When insulted, remind yourself, "Their words do not define me, my actions do." By owning your worth, you command the respect you deserve, without ever needing to ask for it. Lesson 8. The strength in walking away, mastering the exit. A Stoic knows that not every battle is worth fighting. Sometimes the most powerful move is to walk away, not out of weakness, but out of wisdom. They understand that engaging in every confrontation not only wastes valuable time, but also hands over emotional control to those who seek to provoke them. True strength lies in discerning which conflicts are worth the effort and which are best left behind. Seneca once said, "He who does not want to be insulted should not be concerned with what fools say." Engaging with disrespectful people only drains your energy and gives them what they want, your reaction. Instead, a Stoic chooses to disengage when a situation does not serve their peace or growth. Walking away is not surrender, it is a demonstration of control. It signals to both yourself and others that you do not derive validation from arguing with those who do not respect you. Walking away can often be the most strategic decision. By refusing to engage in petty disputes, you conserve your energy for battles that truly matter. A Stoic recognizes that not every insult requires a response, and not every provocation warrants attention. The ability to walk away demonstrates self-restraint, proving that your sense of worth is not dictated by external negativity. Those who attempt to belittle you often seek an emotional response. When you deny them this satisfaction, you strip them of their power. Walking away with dignity forces them to face their own words and actions without the validation of your reaction. Over time, this approach builds an aura of quiet confidence, commanding greater respect than any verbal retaliation ever could. Recognize when a confrontation is unproductive and choose to exit with dignity. Leave a disrespectful situation without explanation. Your silence speaks louder than words. Understand that true strength lies in knowing when to walk away and when to stand firm. By mastering the art of the exit, you demonstrate restraint, maintain your composure, and leave an impression of unshakable confidence. Lesson 9. Turning disrespect into growth, using adversity to your advantage. A Stoic sees every hardship, including disrespect, as an opportunity to grow stronger. Instead of feeling wounded by harsh words or actions, they use these moments to sharpen their resilience and character. Every instance of disrespect becomes a chance to test their ability to remain composed, a challenge to refine their emotional discipline, and an invitation to elevate their wisdom. A Stoic understands that adversity is not a setback, but an essential part of their growth, shaping them into an unshakable force. Disrespect, when viewed properly, is not an obstacle, it is fuel. It forces you to improve, to solidify your values, and to develop a level of self-mastery that no insult can shake. Each insult, rather than being seen as an attack, can be reinterpreted as a tool for introspection, a means to assess your own emotional responses and refine your mindset. The Stoics believed that external events are neutral, and it is only our interpretation of them that gives them power. By reframing disrespect as an opportunity, a Stoic turns negativity into motivation, using it to reinforce their own principles and build inner strength. Furthermore, each encounter with disrespect serves as a reminder that your emotions should remain under your control, not in the hands of those who seek to provoke you. When you shift your focus from reacting to reflecting, you gain the ability to see insults as nothing more than noise, temporary disturbances that have no real effect on your character. The less you allow yourself to be influenced by negativity, the stronger your mental discipline becomes. Resilience is built in moments of adversity, and disrespect is no different. Each time you choose to remain composed instead of retaliating, you prove to yourself that your self-worth is independent of external validation. A Stoic does not allow their identity to be shaped by the opinions of others, nor do they grant power to those who attempt to diminish them. Instead, they treat each instance of disrespect as a chance to reaffirm their strength and reinforce their sense of purpose. Every moment of disrespect is a moment to reaffirm your control over your own emotions. The ability to remain unbothered, to stand firm despite external negativity, and to continue pursuing your own path without deviation is what separates a Stoic from the ordinary. True power is not in controlling others, but in mastering yourself, and by handling disrespect with grace, you demonstrate an unshakable commitment to self-growth and dignity. Additionally, responding to disrespect with patience rather than hostility allows you to shift the dynamic of any interaction. When others see that you are not easily provoked, they begin to recognize your inner stability and respect your composure. Over time, this ability to maintain your calm in the face of conflict sets you apart, making you a person whose presence alone commands admiration and authority. By viewing disrespect as a stepping stone to greater self-discipline, you convert what was meant to weaken you into an opportunity to grow stronger. A Stoic does not react impulsively. They respond with wisdom, showing that true strength is measured not by how loudly one retaliates, but by how unshaken one remains. When someone disrespects you, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Use criticism as feedback, refining your mindset rather than letting it break you. See every insult as an opportunity to practice patience, discipline, and inner strength. By embracing disrespect as a tool for self-improvement, you turn adversity into power and rise above those who seek to bring you down. Lesson 10. The power of forgiveness, rising above pettiness. A Stoic understands that harboring resentment only weakens the mind. True strength comes from being able to let go of insults and disrespect without allowing them to take root in your heart. Holding on to anger and grudges only keeps you shackled to the negativity of others, preventing true personal freedom and growth. Letting go does not mean forgetting or condoning wrongful actions. It means choosing peace over prolonged suffering and maintaining control over your own emotional state. Seneca wisely observed, "To forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that the prisoner was you." When you refuse to forgive, you remain a prisoner to the past, carrying the weight of another person's words or actions. True liberation comes when you realize that their behavior is a reflection of them, not of you. Forgiveness, therefore, is not an act of weakness, but of immense strength and self-mastery. Epictetus once said, "If someone speaks badly of you, do not defend yourself against the accusations, but reply, 'You obviously do not know me very well, or else you would have mentioned more.'" His words emphasize that external insults only hold power if you let them. A Stoic recognizes that their worth is not dictated by the words of others, and choosing not to react with anger or defensiveness is a sign of inner strength. Forgiveness is not about allowing others to continue disrespecting you. It is about refusing to let their actions control your emotions. By choosing to forgive and move forward, you rise above petty conflicts and prove that your self-worth is beyond the reach of others' words. True power lies in detachment. When you refuse to let resentment linger, you free yourself from unnecessary burdens and redirect your energy toward meaningful growth. By mastering the art of forgiveness, you cultivate emotional resilience, ensuring that no insult or slight can disturb your inner peace. When disrespected, remind yourself that letting go is a sign of strength, not weakness. Instead of holding grudges, focus on your personal growth and inner peace. See forgiveness as a way to free yourself from unnecessary burdens, not as an excuse for others' bad behavior. By mastering forgiveness, you show that you are beyond the reach of trivial insults, and you walk through life with true Stoic grace. Handling disrespect like a Stoic is not about proving your worth, it's about knowing your worth. A Stoic does not chase respect. He becomes the kind of person who commands it naturally.